here on the 110 Nation Sports channel for this series. One thing to note is that we are at Knoxville today, the virtual Knoxville Raceway, for the home of the Sprint Car Capital. And let's take a look at the point standings real quick before we get into the lineup. Craig Moore, your race winner from Stafford, is your current point leader. Jared Hudson sitting second, 4 points back. 6 points behind him in third is Mario Edwards, and you have Chris Creighton and Jason McMillan round out the top five. Mike Perricone, John Izzo, Taz Taylor, Ricky Foxworth, and Lee Reed rounds out the top 10. Artie Schick and Bart Buckthorn bring up the rear of the point standing grid. Without further ado, let's get to the starting lineup for today's race to start round number 2. On the pole for heat number 1 in the orange TNT Designs car number 61, that is Taz Taylor. To the outside of him in the black Carolina Sports Plus number 20, it's Bart Buckthorn. Row 2 on the inside in the Race Chat Live Patriotic car number 74, that it's Mike Perricone. Outside of him in the 110 Nation LLC pink number 10, that is John Izzo. Row 3 in the inside in the Southern Dirt Track Report purple car number 15, it is Artie Schick. To the outside of him in the white Southern Dirt Track Report car number 18, it's Jared Hudson. Row 4 on the inside in the navy blue yellow caution flag productions car number 00, that's the caution flag of Racing Radio himself, Chris Creighton. Outside of him in the Carolina Sports Plus blue number 14, that's Mario Edwards. Row 5 on the inside in the 110 Nation LLC red number 110, the CEO of the 110 Nation Sports, Mr. CJ Sports, Jason McMillan. Outside of him in the More to Music Entertainment Karaoke light blue car number 2, your winner from Stafford, the DJ Music Man, Craig Moore. Rounding up the field in row number 6 in the Bears Bullish Market car number 22 in the green machine, that's Ricky Foxworth. Rounding out the field in the gold Race Chat Live car number 1, it's the Mama Bear, Lee Reed. So without further ado, let's get to the starting command to get the engines fired.
Drivers, start your engines!
The engines have been fired, and we're rolling with the pace lap here at Knoxville Raceway for round 2 of the 110 Nation Racing Experience. As a pace car pulls off into pit road, and here we go. Green flag in the air, we're racing with heat race number 1. Rounding turns 3 and 4 for the first time. Leading the opening lap will be the orange 61 of Taz Taylor, leading the charge. Perricone in second. Buckthorn falls back to third. He's going to lose fourth in a minute here, as Artie Schick looks to the inside. And a battle for the lead now. Perricone underneath the 61 of Taylor, side by side down the front straightaway. Leading that lap was Taylor, but not by much. 2 8-lap heat races for tonight's program that will lead to a 30-lap feature. Perricone now takes over the race lead, pushing Taylor back to second. Artie Schick back to third. John Izzo up to the 4th spot. Here comes Ricky Foxworth. He started all the way towards the back of the field. He's worked his way up into the top 5 already as they run down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Foxworth now takes over 4th from Izzo. Here comes Craig Moore. Miss Lee Reed in the gold car. She started tail of the field. She's trying to work her way through the field. Halfway in. 4 laps down, 4 to go. Perricone still leading the charge. Taylor in second. Schick third. Foxworth fourth and John Izzo the top 5. Craig Moore settles in for 6 now. Side by side with Lee Reed and Bart Buckthorn for a spot. That's a battle for 7th and 8th on the track. Reed on the inside, Buckthorn on the outside. Lee gets by. She'll take over the spot. Jared Hudson now to the inside, and Buckthorn not having a good start. He started second, and he's fallen back majorly. And, of course, same format as follows. The finish of this heat race will be flipped for the starting lineup of heat number 2. So here we go. White flag in the air for Mike Perricone as he charges into turns 1 and 2. Taylor right there. All 3 cars battling for the 3rd spot. Down to the checker flag as they round turns 3 and 4. Mike Perricone gets the heat race win. Taylor for 2nd, and it's going to be Foxworth in a drag race. Izzo takes 4th. Schick for the top 5. Then it's Jared, Mario, Craig, Lee, Bart Buckthorn in the top 10, Jason McMillan, and Chris Creighton to round out the field. We'll get the field flopped and line them up for heat number 2. Alrighty, here we go. Heat race number 2. Set on the pace lap. Chris, Jason, row 1. Bart and Lee, row 2. Craig and Mario, row 3. Jared Hardy, row 4. Row 5 is John and Ricky. Then it's Taz and Mike for the field. And here we go. Green flag back in the air for heat race number 2. Another 8 laps is the distance. And into turns 3 and 4 for the first time in this heat, it's going to be Chris Creighton leading the opening lap. Buckthorn falls into place this time around. He must have learned his mistakes from the last heat. And he's going to come down charging for the race lead into turn number 3. Side by side for the race lead. Craig Moore watching from 3rd behind him. Jared Hudson and Jason McMillan side by side. That's the battle for 4th on the track. Behind them is John Izzo looking to knock on the door. Taylor starting on the front row. He's feeling good here about Knoxville. He's working his way through the field in the orange 61 machine, looking for his first win of the season. But meanwhile, Buckthorn takes the lead away, and he'll lead lap number 3 as Creighton moves back to 2nd. Greg Moore right there for 3rd, trying to keep his pace towards the top part of the point standings as he was the points leader entering this race. Here comes Chris Creighton to the front straightaway. On the bumper of the 20 of Buckthorn. Does he have anything for him as they go into turns 1 and 2? Halfway in, 4 down, 4 to go. Down the back straightaway. Buckthorn still holds on to the lead. Creighton right there for 2nd. Craig Moore for 3rd. Jared Hudson 4th. Already Schick the top 5. Taylor riding the outside berm. He's now into the 6th in the orange 61 machine. Can he get the outside rolling here? But here comes John Izzo on the inside, looking for the 6th spot as they go down the back straightaway. Side-by-side battles continue towards the back half of the field. But meanwhile, Chris Creighton trying to run down the number 20 of Bart Buckthorn. Buckthorn did not have a good showing in heat race number 1, where he started on the front row and fell all the way back towards the rear of the field. Here comes Creighton to the inside. He'll look for the lead as he goes into turns 3 and 4. Side-by-side drag race coming to the white flag. Chris Creighton leads the lap. Down into turns 1 and 2. For the final time in this heat race, Creighton takes over the race lead down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. And winner of heat race number 2, just like at Stafford, is Chris Creighton. Buckthorn 2nd, Moore 3rd, Jared, Izzo, Artie, Jason, Taz, Mario, Mike Perricone. For the top 10, it's Lee and Foxworth to round out the field. So here we go. Drivers will make adjustments, get the average finish. All mixed up for the starting lineup of our 30-lap feature. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, 30-lap feature to round out the night here at Knoxville Raceway, the virtual sprint car capital. as the pace car rolls into turns 3 and 4 to pull off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching tonight's racing program. Let's get Monday Night Mayhem rolling once again. My name is Marty Masterson. It's showtime! Thunder into the turns 3 and 4 for the first time, side by side between Izzo and Jared. Who's going to lead the opening lap? It'll be Jared leading the opening lap. Izzo for second. Here comes Craig Moore looking to go 2 in a row here as they go into turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Jared Hudson still leads away. Here comes Craig Moore to the inside. He wants to keep that undefeated streak going, but it's a long race ahead, so who knows how this is going to play out. Down into turns 1 and 2. Still Jared leading the lap. Side by side amongst the top 4 spots. Craig Moore takes over the lead, and here comes Bart Buckthorn. He'll take over spot number 2. Jared Hudson goes way up the racetrack. About to go 3 wide for third. Everyone settles down there, but here comes Jared Hudson in the 18 machine, looking to take second back. He'll do so. Ricky Foxworth in the 22, looking to take fourth away from the 10 of Izzo as they head into turns 3 and 4. Side by side for the lead again. Jared to the inside of Craig. He'll look to take the lead. He does on that lap. Craig Moore falls back to second. Here comes Ricky Foxworth in the 22, looking to make his way through the field. Jason McMillan in the 110 machine. He started this race in the rear of the field, and he's worked his way up into the top 5. 3 wide for the 4th spot. Izzo, McMillan, and Buckthorn all involved as they keep on rolling through the corners. Now here's a battle for the lead once again. Jared being challenged by Foxworth this time around. Foxworth will lead lap number 6. Further on back, we got Buckthorn and Izzo battling for spots, and Taylor falling back in the orange 61. He had 2 good, decent heat races, and in the feature, it seems like something's not coming into fruition for him. But meanwhile, further on up through the field, it is still Foxworth leading the way. Here comes McMillan. He's up to second now. Jared back to third. He'll fall back to fourth now as Buckthorn gets by. Craig Moore back to 5th. Izzo for 6th. Mario in 7th now as lead goes back to 8th. Rounding out the top 10 right now is Chris Creighton and Taz Taylor. They go side by side and almost 3 wide there. Taylor's getting a little close to that corner panel. And meanwhile, still 3 wide for a bit as Creighton finally gets by. He gets the 2-for-1 special. And right now it is all Ricky Foxworth as we motor down the back straightaway into turns number 3 and 4. Foxworth will lead with 1/3 of the feature completed. 2/3 more to go, but side by side for third. Jared and Buckthorn battling, and it's Bart Buckthorn taking over third. Move Jared Hudson back to 4th. Craig Moore sitting there for spot number 5. Now he'll be challenged by the pink number 10 car of John Izzo. As I was saying earlier, Taylor followed back way a bit. Now here he comes, marching through the field. He's on the move in the orange 61 machine. He'll get by Izzo. That's for spot number 6. Jared Hudson looking to take third back on the inside in turn number 1. He'll take third away from Bart Buckthorn as they roll through the corners. Foxworth continues to lead the way, but hang on, here comes Taylor to the inside of Craig Moore, looking for a top 5 spot. Meanwhile, behind them, Mike Perricone in the 74, who won heat race number 1, starting to make his way through the field now. He'll get by Izzo as he moves up to 7th. Bart Buckthorn and Jared Hudson going side by side once again. Buckthorn looking to take third. He'll do so on the front straightaway. Craig Moore trying to reel Taylor back in. Try to take the 5th spot away, but Taylor trying to hold on and run down the white machine of Jared Hudson as we go down the front straightaway as we are halfway into the race. 15 laps complete, 15 to go, and it's all Ricky Foxworth right now. He's taken the lead and ran with it. McMillan has had nothing to answer back for him. And still falling back is Foxworth really pulling away here. Taylor reeling in the white machine of Hudson's and going to turn number 3. Getting right on the corner panel and now looking underneath. Into turn number 4, side-by-side drag race, given to Jared Hudson in the outside advantage. Craig Moore goes up the racetrack a little bit. Here comes McMillan. And here we go. 3 wide down the back straightaway. This is for spot number 6. Perricone in the middle. Craig Moore up high and Izzo on the inside. Who's going to prevail? Off the corner. Still 3 wide. Close. Good battle and clean, I should say. Perricone and Craig Moore get a little close to each other. As Izzo gets by, he'll get a 2-for-1 special deal out of that. Perricone will get by, and Craig Moore, unfortunately, gets the raw end of the stick. Foxworth still leads the way here as we will have 10 laps to go this time by. And here we go, 10 to go. McMillan for seconds, trying to make up any ground, but he's now fallen back to a 2.5 seconds. The 20 of Bart Buckthorn sitting in 3rd, Hudson 4th, Taylor rounds out the top 5. Izzo in 6th, Perricone 7th, Moore in 8th, Schick in 9th, and Lee Reed rounds out the top 10, while Edwards and Creighton complete the field here. And battle for 5th now as Izzo's looking to the inside of Taylor going into turn number 3. Taylor trying to get the outside lane working. He will get the advantage off the corner, but don't count out Izzo just yet. He's going to trying to get the inside lane rolling in turns 1 and 2. Drag race down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, further on behind them, Craig Moore gets by Mike Perricone. That's for spot number 7. Izzo now cracks into the top 5 as Taylor falls back to 6th. Foxworth and the green 22 machine leading the charge off corner number 4. And here comes Taylor back to the inside of Izzo, looking for 5th, side by side in turns 1 and 2. He'll get by, move Izzo back to 6th. Craig Moore just watches from the 7th spot. And we're closing in on 5 laps to go. We are 5 laps to go. A handful remaining here at Knoxville Raceway. Next week, we'll be back on the dirt at Eldora Speedway for round number 3 of the 110 Nation Racing Experience. Foxworth didn't entirely have the greatest showing at Stafford, but looking to make up for it here on the dirt in Knoxville. 3 laps to go this time by. McMillan trying anything he can to reel him in. He's just under a 1.5 seconds, but question is there enough time to challenge Foxworth at any real estate? Taylor has gotten a gap between him and Izzo, trying to solidify the top 5 for him there as he reels in Jared Hudson for 4th. 2 laps to go, and rounding turn number 4, the white flag is in the air for the 22 of Ricky Foxworth. McMillan is reeling in Foxworth, but it will not be enough as down into turns 3 and 4. Final time, Ricky Foxworth will claim the dirt here in Knoxville. He wins round number 2. Jason McMillan, Bart Buckthorn the podium, Jared Hudson, Taz Taylor the top 5, Craig Moore 6th, and it looks like Mike Perricone squeezes for 7th, Izzo 8th, Artie and Mario the top 10, Lee Reed and Chris Creighton complete the field. Hope everyone enjoyed the broadcast here at Knoxville. We'll see you next Monday night for round number 3 at Eldora Speedway. My name is Marty Masterson, signing out.